In this video, we are installing the BingoRC adjustable wheelbase carbon fiber chassis upgrade for my MST RMX 4. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Troy. This is RoadsideRC. You'll tend to find me bashing or crawling or drifting or racing, plus doing product review videos and how-tos. Let's get this chassis out of the package and see what all comes with it. Here you can see the core chassis itself. This is still retaining the adjustable wheelbase kind of capability of the factory chassis. It even has little markings here as you open it up so you can see what the lengths are, but it does allow more of that flex. That's typical Bingo Wasp kind of flex there at the back, and their traditional kind of hex design here. So now if you know that you do not want the adjustable wheelbase at all, they do offer a very similar chassis kit, but it is fixed. It is a fixed length, and then that way you get to get rid of all of this extra carbon fiber and screws and all that if you're looking for the ultimate in lightweight. But I am expecting that this may be noticeably lighter than the factory car anyway, just looking at what we have here. The kit also comes with a bunch of hardware to help you get it all assembled. And it's not just the bottom chassis kit, it also includes the upper chassis rails as well. We're going to start up here on the top side with these upper chassis rails. There's that factory piece. You can then match up here what this is going to look like. You're going to have the countersunk to the outside. The threaded inserts are going to be to the inside. You can see how that's going to all mount up and allow for the same servo interaction and everything. All your factory screws were button head, and all of these are looking for countersink, which is where then this new hardware comes in. I'm using all the shorter countersunk screws that they provided with the kit. So similarly, 2 countersunks there comes up, and then we have the ability to actually put some of the cap head screws back in. And this is how you then, in the future, do any kind of adjustable wheelbase up here on the top. So of course, we have it in about the narrowest setting now. And then with this, you'll be able to put that in. Looks like they provided a couple little spacers here, and these little spacers are gonna go back here to fill the gap. Guessing that's where the longer countersunk screws are gonna go, is back there in the back of this chassis. Look at that, we are already looking much nicer than the factory parts. You can even see the difference here, kind of side by side, how much narrower that looks. It looks really nice actually, I like it. That's a good design. So we're gonna swap over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing to the top here. I'm gonna do it off camera because I expect it's gonna be just the same. As we'd expect, the other top chassis plate went on beautifully, so we're rolling over here to the bottom. This is, of course, gonna be dramatically more involved than the front. And first thing we're going to do is line it up here, and we're going to see that, yes, of course, as to be expected, it doesn't deal with any of this rear suspension bits because of how the RMX 4 is designed. But, you know, we're going to have the battery hold downs, we're going to have all of this chassis components, front bumper, all of this is going to have to be moved over piece by piece from the old chassis to the new one, and oof. I think we have our work cut out for us. What do you think? Go ahead and just pulled the double-sided tape off of both my receiver and my gyro, because those are ones that can be taken up out of the way without a problem. I'm going to go ahead and take the battery mounts and the front bumper off, because those are also ones where we can just set those to the side and they'll be out of the way. I've already taken these 2 out. Once I take these other 6 out, the whole rear of the chassis will be free. It is now wiggling. Up here on the front is where I get a little bit nervous, because we have all of these suspension components that tied directly in here. The more of them that we remove, the more we're likely to miss putting something back together. First steps are these 2 right here. Then I'm going to do the same with these right here. This is the front bulkhead mount. You can see now the whole thing is starting to lift up and come off. And so this is where we need to be more careful Now, this back screw here, we don't actually need to worry about because it's just part of the two-piece chassis. But we're gonna need to hit all 4 of these and all 3 of these, which you're gonna just be careful with though, very, very careful with. Shims and the spacers, you don't want your front control arms to come apart. Just gonna need to be very careful with all that. I'm gonna break all these loose first. And we're gonna very carefully go for it. And we should be able to just gently lift this up and off now. And then with the new chassis, the good news is we'll be able to see a lot more of this as we put it together. So you don't want to be like me and start putting the whole dang thing on upside down. I don't even know how I did that. You clearly want the fancier part of the carbon fiber and all the countersink to be looking at you from this vantage point. I'm going to put just a couple of screws back here. Just gently, just to keep the rear of the chassis from moving around on me. It keeps wanting to twist, it keeps wanting to move around with the receiver and then gyro back in place. Look at us, we're done, we're done. We have quite a different looking chassis than what we did before is what I would say. You know, no problem with the old MST one, but this looks so much fancier. If I grab it here, we get a little flex because of it. It's still not a lot because of how strong and bulky this upper front bulkhead is. I actually wonder, this battery holder here, I wonder if I should actually take those 2 screws out of it to help it actually be able to flex because it's such a rigid component. Now with those 2 screws out, I now have a whole lot more flexibility back here. So we're gonna try that the first time. For the first couple drives, it doesn't hurt anything. I can always put the screws back in if we want them later. And the total weight now after we're done, that is 1,002 grams, 1,056 before. So we took something like a whole 54 grams off of this chassis, just doing this chassis swap. That's pretty big actually. That's all in these plastic pieces. You know, you think about the difference between some of the shorty batteries is over 50 grams. We basically just took almost the equivalent of like a thick versus small battery off of this chassis. That is awesome. Now I'm really excited to give this a test drive, and fortunately for me, we are headed to our local drift track. So let's go get this thing on the track and see how it does. What do you think from the footage there? I think the car did pretty dang good. It's reasonably priced. It looks really good. I love the fit and finish of it. I love the carbon weave that they chose. I love the design, you know, adds a little bit of flex. It adds a little bit of character with the Bingo like hex, you know, their kind of signature design. And it took like 50 grams off the car, just like that. This thing overall is looking like a winner. The only last little piece of it that I don't have is, you know, I wasn't able to show any like it's hard data of before and after with the car. Like, is it actually faster around the track? Because I did all the modifications here in my garage, and I don't have the ability to just really do that head to head. But as you can see from the video footage, I was able to get in people's doors. Car drove great. It was quite the nice event out there driving it. So is this chassis an upgrade versus the stock one? I really do think it is. If you are curious about getting one of them, there will be a link to it down in the video description. Reminder, they have the non-adjustable, the fixed wheelbase version as well. The tools needed to do this chassis swap are very basic, and I'll leave a link to that down in the video description as well. If you have any comments about either the assembly, the testing, anything like that of this chassis, leave them down in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them there. If you have any questions about other stuff I've done with this RMX 4, there'll be a playlist popping up over here to your right, and I hope to see you in one of those videos. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.